Hey, what's up? Tony here from Learn Auto Body and Paint. I just want to say thank you for watching this quick video. And I'm very excited about this video because we're going to be talking about Jack's Ford Model A restoration project. He is a member at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. He is a LABAP VIP member, as we call it. He is one of over 10,000 VIP members across the world, and this is his classic Ford Model A project. Some before and after pictures and some concerns, and I'm just want to make this video for him. So I decided, hey, Jack, send me some personal pictures and video. Let's go ahead and watch this. So this is a Ford Model A that he had picked up that the previous owners wanted to convert it into like a roadster. He decided he wanted to put it back to its original condition and paint it black. And this is the after paint job. It's looking really, really good. So here's part of the story really quickly. Tony, the prior owner was trying to turn it into a roadster, cut the doors off above the windows, cut the B-pillar off, and remove all the top wood. I decided to bring it back to the sport coupe it originally was. After getting quotes of $10,000 to $15,000 to do the bodywork and paint, my next decision was to do it myself. Luckily, I found your site and immediately became a Learn Auto Body and Paint VIP member. I used the ATOM X20 Spray Gun with a 2.0 tip for primer coat and will change to a 1.3 or 1.4 for the color paint job. So that was the original text that he sent in to me before he painted it. Okay. He's never painted a car in his life before this project, and he came out on top with an awesome paint job. So he came back a few weeks ago after painting it. Hey Tony, I know you're very busy, but I took a couple pictures of the car and some videos, show you some runs, and they are long. So he's concerned about the runs, but we're going to go ahead and address that. Also found out that my buffer has a 3/8 internal threads and a screw holding the backing plate on. I cannot find an adapter to work with the 5/8 internal thread, hook and loop backing pads. Well, there has to be an adapter out there. I would look on Amazon or eBay for buffing adapters. You definitely got it. And then you said that you have a Rupees DA buffer variable speed. Now, do you think that should work? I hate to buy another buffer for this project so far. So we're going to address that question. But before we get into the rest of the images, I really don't recommend using an orbital DA style buffer when buffing for high gloss finishes. Those types of buffers are good. Well, you can do it, but it's going to take a very long time to get the gloss, like a long time. You'd be better off using a variable speed rotary buffer with the compound, and then for final you can use a DA style when doing your glaze, your polish, and waxes. Okay, but let's get into that. So initially Jack had his Ford project, and it was sprayed with some cheap rattle can primer. I told him take it off, and he decided to go with the feather filled G2 filler primer. Very, very thick 2K filler primer. If you look on my old YouTube videos, you'll see a video that I made that spoke specifically about G2 feather fill. And if you want more content on that, just check out LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com. Check out the blog. We have tons of information on that. So he ended out basically covering the whole car with G2. He blocked it out. Again, here he is with his picture with his ATOM X20 spray gun, getting ready to basically paint this thing. Here are some shots before the paint of the door, the rear section, got everything in primer. He talked to me about some door jambs, how he should do the door jambs, if he should paint it first. Actually, I don't know, Jack, maybe you could reply to this video under the chat here and let me know how you ended up painting the door jambs. Did you do the whole car at one time like I suggested? Or did you break it up and do the door jambs first one day and then break it up and then do the outside body only? Let me know. So here's Jack with his ATOM X20 again. And so let's take a look at a 3-minute homemade footage that Jack sent in.
Okay, well, there it is. In all its glory. It's round, it's black.
So I'm going to go ahead. I wonder if I could just pause and play. I can't pause and play, so I will let this play, then I will comment.
And all its glory.
I could pause and play. So I will go ahead and comment while he's showing the car here. So this is the first time he painted a car before. He's showing me the before and after of it, and he seems a little disappointed, but I have to say, Jack, you did a phenomenal job painting a black color, one of the most hardest colors to paint for your first paint job, and it looking this glossy and beautiful. Let's check it out.
It's round. Sorry. It's black.
It's black.
Shiny. And a little too close over here. Good. Here's a quick walk around. She's painted just a little over a week ago. And after I got it done, I didn't notice it at the time, but
sorry for those Skype messages, guys, but you know, getting sags and runs like this, it's not only a newbie thing. You know, I know painters who've been painting for years, okay? Sometimes they just have a bad day in the booth, bad lighting or something, and just end up having runs like this. It's really part of the game. So, you know, there's also a finishing process to a paint job, okay? Just because you got runs on it doesn't mean you're done, right? You can always sand these out and buff it out. That's the beauty of learning the A to Z process of auto body, okay? A professional is not somebody who doesn't make mistakes. A professional is somebody who can fix mistakes he's made without anybody else noticing, okay? So let's just keep watching.
runs. Oh, line.
And it happens, right? He probably wanted to make it look so glossy, and he added, just sprayed a little slower, made sure he was getting the paint on well, and it ran. Hey, you know what? I would rather have runs than a dry paint job, okay? Because a dry paint job, you pretty much got to sand and paint over. This can be saved. Like, you don't have to paint it over, okay? Unless you screw up during the sanding process and you cut through. But this is a single stage enamel paint job that he did here. So, you could just sand it out and buff it out. And we're going to talk more about that at the end.
Come back here.
Okay, so we have some big runs across the door here. That is pretty, that's going to be a challenge to sand out, especially next to that hole there. All right, but like I said, I would just sand it out and buff it. If you have to, worst case worst, because it's single stage, it's going to be easy to match. You could always just repaint the door. Let's keep looking.
Down there. I'm guessing I was too slow. Those are not the only spots.
Jack, I will say though that the job came out very glossy. I mean, look at the doors.
But those are probably the worst. There's a little bit right there. Little orange peel.
Not bad at all.
I don't know.
Don't be disappointed, Jack. This came out
right there.
Excellent. It really did for your first paint job. You got to give yourself credit.
Maybe I'll just have to call it a runner. There's some more there. In there. Boy. Anyway. I guess what I was saying was I think I was maybe too slow or paying too much attention to trying anyway, pay too much attention to the overlap on each stroke. And I think it slowed me down so that I was paying more attention to the overlap than I was how much paint was actually going on it. So anyway, is what it is. I guess it can be fixed. And I'm waiting to hear from Tony, see what he thinks, what he suggests. But all in all, for having never painted a car before, I guess it's okay. So we'll go from here and see what happens. I painted the rest of the hood, top portion of the hood, and the rumble seat back here. The deck basically that goes over the rumble seat right there. Today. So now we'll wait for that. I did already notice that there's a run in the hood. So apparently I haven't learned my lesson. Anyway, there it is. You asked for it, Tony, and you got it. Hope this helps somehow. All right, my friend. Today is Thursday, so I will see you tonight at the chat. All right. Thanks and bye.
Okay, so Jack, first of all, I want to say congratulations, man. Pat yourself on the back. I think you're too hard on yourself, number one. You know, for never ever painting a car before to having something that looks like this and so glossy. I have to give you an A+ for this. I mean, just having the will and confidence to just do it. I mean, that's huge. You know, you're gonna get better and better the more you do. You know, if you have to repaint this panel, you're gonna get better. All right. If you have to redo your hood again, you're gonna be getting better. I would say you are just maybe moving a little too slow. Okay, maybe move a little faster. As long as it looks good, a good glossy, that's enough because the paint will flow out. Okay, you might just be putting a little bit too much paint on it. Move a little bit quicker. Don't go dry, okay, because you're doing really good with laying the paint on. Just a little too much, a very little. I have to say, man, you did an excellent job. Like I've seen professional painters come out with a paint job like this. I'm telling you right now. Sometimes even I get runs. That's why we have something called color sanding and buffing. And believe it or not, any car show you go to, all of these cars that you see that look like they have no imperfections, they've been fixed up before. You know, they have they went through the sanding process, they did everything, and they buffed it. They repainted maybe some panels, but they made things come out perfect because they tried over and over again, right? And you just don't see that. So again, I just want to say congratulations. It looks really, really good. Okay, you might have to do some color sanding and buffing, but it's not done. You know, you got the paint done. Now it's refinishing. Basically, doing the color sanding and buffing, the little details. All paint jobs go through this process. So I would love to see the finished project when it's done. Looks really good. So the runs here, I have some tips for you on the runs. Okay, so. But bada bing, bada boom. So number one, let the paint cure for at least 2 weeks. Okay, the longer, the better. This is a single stage enamel. Enamel, single stage, or base coat, clear coat. The longer you wait, the more your clear has a chance to dry, or the more your single stage has a chance to dry. Be better, easier for you to cut and sand. Okay, even with buffing, it's better to do it with paint that's really, really cured. Okay, so 2 weeks to a month. Wait if you're not in a rush. Then you're going to want to block sand the runs with a block. You can use a rubber block or a Holy block, whatever you like to use. Take your time and frequently wipe dry and see how much you're cutting. Okay, so after maybe every 15 to 25 strokes, maybe even less as you get down to getting it flat, you want to wipe it with a chamois and see how it's looking. If it's flat, then you know you're ready for buffing. Okay, so as far as sandpaper grits go, I would start with 800 grit on a black like this, just to rub off the high edges of these runs here. Okay, get that down pretty flat with 800, then you could move to 200 grit, to 1200 grit. Look, you don't have to start with 800 if you feel like that's a little too rough for you. You can start with 1000 grit. Okay, but anywhere from 800 to 1000, you can start to knock off the runs. Okay, the peaks of the runs. Then you could move toward 1200 grit, then 1500, then 2000, then 3000. And I would actually finish sanding with 3000 grit on this black car just to get it ultra smooth, And then you could go ahead and use your rotary variable speed buffer with the yellow wool pad, okay? Then you can use a foam pad with a glaze polish swirl mark remover. You could use the 3M Perfect It. It's a good system. Meguiar's has a good system. There's hundreds of different compounding and buffing systems you can use out there, to each his own, okay? But like I said, you can start with 800, move to 12, and then you could even go to 2000 from 12. Just make sure you're down to 2000. So normally I usually go 800, 1200, 2000, and I'll buff over 2000. You could buff over 2000 grit, but because this is a black, I would get it ultra smooth with 3000 finish. Make sure it looks like it's sanded with 3000. There's no heavy scratches in it or anything. And then go ahead and buff it out. Okay, you can use your rotary. Okay, go slow, maybe 16, 1700 RPM. No more than that. Okay, buff it out until you get a high gloss with compound. After you get a high gloss with compound, if you're not getting a high gloss with compound, okay, that means you have to put more compound and keep buffing. Okay, now your buffing pad might turn black, and that's 100% fine. If you're buffing any kind of single stage paint, the paint will come off on the buffing pad. That's natural. That's fine. Okay, and then after you get it pretty much glossy, then you can move to a foam pad with your glaze, your swirl mark remover, and then go ahead and get that glossier. Okay, and then if you want, you could use your rupees or use a DA orbital sand orbital buffer to really bring that gloss out with the glaze, and some carnauba, some carnauba type of wax if you want to. Okay, but again, I wouldn't do the wax until the paint is totally cured, about a month and a half out. All right, so hopefully this helps you and everybody else watching this video. If you want to learn more, go to learnautobodyandpaint.com. Check out the VIP area. Check out the free blogs. And also, if you are interested and you want to get an awesome lighting system, check out the GunBudd Universal Spray Gun Ultra Lighting System. You can snap this thing onto any spray gun that you're working with, and it'll light up your paint project while you're painting. It'll last a complete paint job. It's a rechargeable lithium battery with USB. It's an amazing product. You can get it on Zula.com or even on Amazon. Check it out. And also, if you guys are looking for amazing, high-quality spray guns that I use every single day in the garage, check out the ATOM X20 high-volume, low-pressure, or low-volume, low-pressure, the ATOM X20, which is a medium-grade gun, and the ATOM X9 or X16, which are the mini guns. Very, very cool guns here, and all ATOM X spray guns come with a GunBudd Ultra Lighting System, which is a very, very high-quality product and a killer value. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please comment down below, let me know. And if you have any other questions on auto body, please email us, comment down below, let me know what kind of videos you want to see. And if you want to learn more about auto body, definitely check out the Learn Auto Body and Paint VIP Mastery Program. We have over 10,000 VIP members, probably close to, I know we're close to actually 15. I just didn't want to put 15,000 here. But 10,000 just seemed like a lot already. I know people probably wouldn't believe that we have 15,000 VIP members worldwide, but we do. We've been teaching auto body online since 2010. I myself have been painting cars since I was 14, 15 years old. I have over 20 years experience doing auto body. So if you want to learn auto body step-by-step A to Z, check out Learn Auto Body VIP. Anyway, it's Tony here. Thank you for watching. Comment below, like, share, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.